Some cars are remembered for their beauty, their performance, or their innovation. But today's list is about the exact opposite. These cars were underpowered, overpriced, overhyped, or just plain awful. Get ready to discover 5 more of the worst cars of the 20th century and the unbelievable stories behind why they failed. 1961. Amphicar Model 770. Neither a good car nor a good boat. It was the dream of a car that could drive on land and float on water. What could go wrong? Well, pretty much everything. Key features: 1.1-liter, 4-cylinder. Triumph engine. Rear propellers for water travel. Top speed. 70 miles per hour on land. 7 knots on water. Manual bilge pump required to remove water from the hull. Why it failed? It was too slow on the road, too slow on the water, and far too expensive. It leaked constantly, rusted easily, and lacked power. The controls were awkward, especially when switching between land and water. Although it has gained a cult following today for its quirkiness, the Amphicar was a commercial flop. Only about 4,000 were sold worldwide. 1976 Aston Martin Lagonda. Series 2, a tech nightmare. When Aston Martin released the Lagonda Series 2, it promised futuristic technology, bold design, and luxury like never before. What customers got was a frustrating mix of poor reliability and electronic chaos. Key features: wedge-shaped luxury sedan, 5.3-liter V8 engine, digital dashboard and touch-sensitive controls, computer-controlled electronics, very early version. Why it failed? The electronics were ahead of their time and wildly unreliable. The touch controls barely worked, and the digital gauges frequently failed. Add in poor build quality and sky-high maintenance costs, and you had a rolling disaster. The Lagonda is now a cult classic for its weirdness, but at the time, it was one of the most notorious flops in luxury car history. 1980. Yugo GV - a budget car with no excuses. The Yugo GV was imported from Yugoslavia and sold in the United States as the cheapest new car on the market, and it showed. Key features: 1.1-liter inline 4 engine, 55 horsepower, 4-speed manual transmission, crude interior with bare-bones features. Why it failed? The Yugo was slow, broke down constantly, and had some of the worst build quality in automotive history. Parts fell off, engines failed early, and customer support was nearly non-existent. The Yugo is often called the worst car ever sold in America and became a running joke in pop culture for decades. 1979 Chrysler Imperial LeBaron, luxury, that missed the mark. Chrysler attempted to rebrand itself with the Imperial LeBaron, offering a high-end luxury sedan during a time of economic struggle and poor company image. Key features: 5.2-liter V8 engine, electronic fuel injection, troublesome, digital dashboard, plush interior with faux crystal gear selector. Why it failed? Despite luxury aspirations, the build quality was abysmal. The electronics constantly malfunctioned, the engine was unreliable, and fuel economy was terrible. Many owners experienced frequent breakdowns. The LeBaron was one of Chrysler's failed attempts to regain prestige, and it ended up symbolizing the brand's decline in the late 70s. 1989. Alfa Romeo Arna, a failed Italian-Japanese fusion. In theory, the Alfa Romeo Arna should have been a hit. It combined Italian design with Japanese engineering. In reality, it was the worst of both worlds. Key features: based on the Nissan Cherry platform, Alfa Romeo Boxer engine, 1.2 liters and 1.3 liters variants, bland hatchback styling. Why it failed? The car suffered from poor reliability, thanks to Alfa, and boring design, thanks to Nissan. The body panels rusted quickly, handling was uninspired, and sales were dismal. Even die-hard Alfa fans turned away. The Arna is often seen as one of the most pointless collaborations in car history. remembered for how badly it disappointed both Nissan and Alfa customers. From floating failures to high-tech horror shows, these cars remind us that innovation without execution is just a gamble. Some of them had potential. Some never had a chance. Which one do you think was the worst? Or maybe you have your own pick for the most disappointing car of the 20th century. Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, drive smarter, not harder.